So what have you found out about these routers and the state police?
Well, they can't use them, Hoppy, because they lack what's called a voicemail module. They have all the voicemail for state police is run through the routers that they currently have, which are working fine, but they can't use them because they're lacking both what's called a voicemail module. It's a piece of equipment or a component, a piece of hardware, computer hardware that plugs into the back of the router, and these routers that they bought with the stimulus funds didn't have that module. There's also an issue that there's licensing that they need to buy as well, and they frankly say they can't afford it right now to buy all that.
Okay, let's go a step back. How many of these routers are we talking about that were dispersed to the state police barracks?
They received 77 routers, and as of today, and they were shipped October 2010.
Okay.
So we're talking,
2 years ago.
They were actually purchased in July 2010, shipped in 2010. They sent them to the detachments. As of today, there's one at the Logan detachment that's in use of the 77, and there's one that they're using for some sort of testing, secretive testing at Winfield. They wouldn't talk about what they're doing, what kind of testing they're doing.
So 77 routers dispatched to state police barracks around the state that were purchased 2 years ago. And to your knowledge, only one and perhaps two are actually in use?
Only one is passing internet traffic at this point.
Could they be used for something else, or are they just boxed or racked and not used? I mean, are you missing anything here potentially?
Well, they can be used as long as they get the voicemail modules that they need to put into the back of the routers. That's the fix for it. As of right now, they're either in boxes or some have been put up on racks in their communications rooms, and they're just sitting, turned off.
Okay, and these routers cost $22,600 apiece.
Yes.
Of the federal stimulus money.
Right, and it costs. I made the comment to state police. I said, well, why don't you just go down to Radio Shack and buy this little piece of equipment that can run your voicemail? And they said it's not that easy. It's about $3,000 per voicemail module for this new hardware that they would need to run their voicemail through it. And they absolutely need their voicemail, obviously, for investigations and that type of thing.
So the fact that the voicemail part, and I don't want to get too far out in space here, but that is needed because it would handle their phone traffic as well. Is that, or?
Well, it's just their voicemail. If they would install these stimulus-funded routers, they would have to basically they wouldn't be able to use. They wouldn't have voicemail.
Okay.
And they're not willing to go without voicemail, obviously.